Thank you all for your time.
Thank you very much.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Next is Dr. Lynette Willis, Ilam and Upper Riccarton Residents Association.
Yes, my name is Lynette Willis.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yes, I know. It's good to be here and to talk to you about this group. I'm a property owner in Parkstone Avenue. I've been there for 24 years. And in 1997, I was one of the founding members of the Ilam and Upper Riccarton Residents Association. And I was responsible for their constitution. Now, the boundaries of the Ilam and Upper Riccarton Residents Association, on the south side, it goes from Riccarton Road to Yoldhurst Road, and on the north side, it's Maidstone and Craik Road. And then on the east side, it goes along Clyde Road, and to the north is Avonhead. And you'll know there is an issue here now with what I see with your present boundaries. Two concerns that I've noted in my submission are that I think the University of Canterbury cannot be split. It must be kept together. It doesn't make sense to split those two things. If you look at the pedestrian traffic between them, these two belong together. The parking, all of those issues suggest that it should be one campus, not split between different wards. And I believe that it should be in the Riccarton ward because that's where the pedestrian and, you know, suggests that it should be. Historically, it's always been there. It doesn't really make sense to now move that entire big block into another ward. I also want to bring to your attention the area that's north of Yoldhurst from Pier Street to Avonhead Road to Maidstone. Now that area is of course always been part of the Ilam and Upper Riccarton residents. It's what we formed because there's a real community of interest here. It's what we've referred to for some 24 years as being part of the educational zone. Every submission, every hearing that we've attended, we've always classified this as part of the educational zone. Because people here move seamlessly between the university area and also where they live close by. People who are employed at the university are also seeking to live close to there, or if they're studying, the student flats, investment, all of that is concerned about the university. And the facilities, the libraries, the gyms, the tennis courts, the playing fields, all of that show an inward movement, so it's a cohesive whole, that whole area. And if you drive down Yoldhurst Road, very, very seldom, I do that quite often to get in the mainstream traffic, but very seldom do you see people going, pedestrians or cyclists, going across Yoldhurst Road. Yoldhurst Road is really about cars travelling up and down. It's not about pedestrians or cyclists crossing that road. There's very little communication across there on the other side. So I believe that this area that I'm talking about, from Pier Street, Yoldhurst to Maidstone to Avonhead Road, cannot be split from the university. It is an educational zone area. It is part of, you know, the outer rim of the university campus, the two campuses. Now, in 1997, I think it was, 98, we, as an Ilam and Upper Riccarton residents, and very much from that Pear Street entrance, we joined forces and found enough confidence and money or whatever it was to actually go to the Environment Court. We went to the Environment Court, and that's why we were formed, because of the air pollution. And we were successful as residents, and that really meant all of the area that I'm talking about was formed originally around those three chimneys: the university chimney, the Teachers College chimney, and the where Bupa is now, the Feltex. Also, I want to bring to your attention the good work that's currently going on with Villa Maria School, with other schools in that area, with the headwaters of the Avon River. There's residents are coming together with the university, and it's a natural community of interest that is really joining hands now to make sure we've got the clean waters of the Avon flowing down through that area. And some very good work is going on in that area. Those of you who are in that area will know about that. So we certainly don't want to break those initiatives up. We want to make sure that that is all staying together as one whole. And thirdly, the student rental accommodation. As you know, this has been a real bugbear in our area, and we have to thank the council, and particularly Jimmy Chen, early on for your good work in listening and working with us on the boarding house issues. And still, this is not finished. This is something which I'm looking at and bring to your attention about the selling of houses that have been earthquaked in my street. Currently, there are 2 or 3 there that have been earthquaked with no code of compliance and being sold on as investment properties for student accommodation. And when I moved out of my house to have my own earthquake repairs done, and that's just happened for me, I was appalled at looking at rental accommodation in this area, mouldy, not up to snuff at all, and unfit really for students to be living in. It's not good enough for investors to be saying that those houses are good enough. So I'm just giving you a flag on that. I know it isn't quite. But that whole area has got student accommodation. And one of the things that I initiated under the Ilam and Upper Riccarton Residents Association was we did a student urban villages seminar with 22 speakers drawn from the university, in fact from all over Christchurch, looking at the future for student urban villages. We've been very much involved in this, and you see this whole community of interest is really around this. We're not giving up on what's happening in the future about student accommodation. We had 22 speakers, and we made submission to the community board, and it's something that we certainly keep an eye on. And one of the last things that you will know that we have really been feisty about, and I think we have been, with your help, reasonably successful on, is the alcohol-free zone. I can remember when I first went there, we had the riot squad out, the party nights were dreadful. That certainly has toned down now. We've got a better handle about that. But this whole area is one area. And if you were to split this up, you would be really something that we've taken some almost 25 years to do. We have got a community that works well together. We've got the alcohol free zones, we've got parties under control, we work with the university with letters going from the Vice-Chancellor's office if they're not correct, the same with Lincoln University students who are living in our zone. We know those connections and we're able to get quickly to make this a very good place for students to live. So I want to urge you to look at refiguring this so that the area that I'm talking about from Avonhead down to Pearse Street, from Yoldhurst Road across to Maidstone is kept in the Riccarton ward.
Thank you very much for your submission, Lynette. As you've heard, it aligns very closely with the two community boards that are covered by the issue.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Hear what there.
I can assure you that your submission aligns very clearly with both the submissions that have been very supportive. Thank you. Anne Taylor.